So, welcome to ScienceOpen, to our webinar, Increase Your Research Impact, starting a collection on ScienceOpen. I'm really excited that so many people have joined us this afternoon. I would like to start out with a quick introduction to ScienceOpen and our collection infrastructure, and then go to the live site and demo for you how you can get started. So, ScienceOpen, we are at our core a discovery platform. We are currently at around 63 million article, book, chapter records. And the goal really of ScienceOpen is to unlock the context around each article to reach a wider audience. So how does that work in practice? Like a search engine, you can go to ScienceOpen, click on the green search button here. A typical search these days would be for COVID-19. You can add a whole range of filters. For example, look for open access or only preprint. You can search an affiliation, title, IDs, publication date range. You can also sort your results by a whole range of different sorting mechanisms, biometric score, citations, usage, etc. And here you can see, you can also filter down on selections that have been made either by publisher partners or by researchers themselves to highlight excellent research within that, within those search results. We really tried to create for every single article on the page an interactive environment that shows the statistics bar across the top, where you can also recommend, comment on, review, or share the work. And we also show at the bottom a banner for related collections, so you can find other research that has been created by colleagues. So at the heart of ScienceOpen, at the heart really of our discovery platform, and I think what makes us unique, are these collections. And these are divided into two different kinds: featured collections, so those are curated by publishers to highlight their content during the discovery process, and researcher-led collections. Those are curated by you to promote your work, highlight interdisciplinary fields, start a discussion. So this is an example of a curated collection on ScienceOpen, a kind of best of list created by a team in McGill University on point of care testing for COVID-19. You can see they've added the top publications that they think, if you're going to get started with this topic, these are the ones that you really should read. And what you can always see is where there's overlap with other collections that have been created by other research groups or by publishers, journals. Here you can see another example, again, really a best of list with 78 publications. This one is broken down also into article type, overlap with different collections, some really nice contribution by a Brazilian research group. The collections can really range in size from, as you saw, top 10, top 20 papers that you have to read, to really comprehensive bibliography. For example, this collection on ticks and tick-borne pathogens with over 13,000 articles. And here again, always with the ability to break down and see where there's overlap with other collections on the site. We also have hierarchies of collections. So the collection on point of care testing for COVID-19 is also part of a larger collection of collections, including collections on point of care testing for tuberculosis, for HIV, etc. So on ScienceOpen, bottom line, you can, if you're a researcher, you can create a collection based on based on any of the content that we have on our platform. You can add further content. It's free to create, it's easy to set up and easy to maintain. You can add preprints, articles, books, chapters, posters, and more. And to apply to be a collection editor, all you have to do is send me an email, get in touch, and tell me a little bit about what you would like to accomplish, what your goals are, what your background is, and then we will help you to create a collection. One of the great things about having collections on ScienceOpen is that you can also see how are your colleagues working with some of your favorite content on the site. If you go to, for example, your favorite journals, scientific reports, PLOS ONE, you can see by this nearby collection where other potential collaborators or colleagues are using similar content. On the collection page, we show a full suite of usage statistics. So you can always see how often you've added content or any collection that you're looking at, how often it's been viewed, etc. So we try and make that as transparent as possible. And all of this is possible for you as a researcher. Of course, you're interested in promoting your expertise, and one of the ways that you can, the place that of course you want to start is presenting yourself as an editor, as a researcher on the platform. We have a whole bunch of interactive features that you can use, and I will send this slide deck around, so I'm not going to read through all of these, but just a quick overview. You can add all of your publications to ScienceOpen with one click via your ORCID profile. And then you have options to sort through your results by altmetric score, cited by count, and view count. And you can also track your views, your publication, your aggregated altmetric score over time on the platform. You can write a lay summary in order to reach out to people beyond your field and add that to your ScienceOpen record. You can also add a catchy image here. You can add extra keywords. So we allow you really to enhance your metadata on the platform. You can also write article reviews. So if you put articles in your collection that are extremely good that you really want to highlight, you can write something like a book review just at the article level and say what's useful about this paper, or if it's something you want to make sure that nobody reads, you can also share that context as well. On ScienceOpen, you can also publish a poster or a preprint. So we have some ways for you to, for free, put content onto the site and then add to your collection, for example. And that's essentially, in a nutshell, the ScienceOpen platform. So I'm going to stop sharing here for just one moment and maybe first answer any questions that you might have, and then I'll jump to the live site and show you what it looks like. And I see somebody asked that you're a social science researcher and you're wondering if it's devoted strictly to the core sciences for curation of your publication. So ScienceOpen is basically, our core density of content is around the life sciences, hard sciences, because of how we've aggregated content in the past. But we have a lot of our newer partners are university presses with a main focus on social sciences. A lot of our newer research collections are on humanities, social sciences. We just have coming up something on medieval studies. We have a really interesting communication studies journal that just joined the platform. So we really, really welcome social sciences and humanities. And I will also show you if the content that you want to add to your collection isn't already on the platform, you can add it. So we really are hoping as people join and add content that's of interest to them, that we can together build up some communities. So I am going to now jump to the live site then, if nobody else has any other questions. Okay, So I will share my screen here. And apologies for the technology issues here. So now I will share my so now I will share my screen, and you can see the ScienceOpen. Now you can see the live ScienceOpen site here, and the search page. So you can see we are here at 63 million results. Of those, 61 million articles and almost a million book chapters in the meantime. I'm registered on the platform, so here's my profile here in the top corner. I can navigate to my profile page. All of this profile information is taken from ORCID, so the only thing we allow you to add extra on ScienceOpen is a thumbnail image. Otherwise, all of your education, biography, etc., is coming from ORCID. We really strongly encourage people to work with the ORCID platform. When I'm on my profile, I can view my own publications, and here you can see I have the ability to add extra metadata around those. We don't let people upload a PDF of their publication. We're not a repository, but we do let you add extra information around your content, a catchy image, more a summary that can help us to present it better in terms of similar articles and similar content. On ScienceOpen, if you're interested to see what kind of collections we already have, if you would just like to explore a little bit of what's out there, you can click on this collections tab, and here you can see that we have almost 500 collections at this point. Ones that have a green featured flag are ones that we're working with publishers and journals and institutes to create, and ones that don't have a publisher flag are ones that we are created by researchers. And in those cases, we really highlight your the editor's name so that you get some extra credit for the work that you do here. Every collection you can see has the number of publications, views, the total altmetric score, whether there have been any reviews for it, recommendations, shares, and anybody can follow a collection here and can then get updates anytime something new happens in that on that page. And you can see if I am the editor here interested in telemedicine, I can search in the content medicine, and I can say, oh, I haven't been on ScienceOpen for a while now. I'm going to see what's been indexed in the last 2 weeks. I can ask this question. I can see, oh, there's 300 papers. That's a bit much to scroll through. Maybe I'm only interested in certain topics. I can see what's new from various partners. And if I find a collection that I think, oh, this is actually interesting to me, I can click on the Add to Collection button, and then I can add it to my telemedicine collection. So that's just to give you an idea of how can I add articles, how can I keep my collection up to date. I myself have a whole series of collections, so, oh, yes, hi. Are you allowed to speak, or I see that you just raised your hand, Yusuf. Then, wait, oh, just a moment. I have to say, I'm not sure how to turn over the mic to you. Maybe you could add your question to the Q&A, and then I would be able to answer it like that. So just to go back for just a moment. So here's my list of all of the collections that that I have created on the platform. For example, a collection that I made this fall that I was just personally very interested in was perceptions and research around women in science. So I put together a selection of papers that I think are really helpful on that topic in order to share with the community, share this on Twitter, etc. I would like to stop sharing for just one moment and answer some questions, and then I'll come back and show you exactly how to start a new collection. So let me see if there's any questions that I can answer. Yes? Yusuf, I have unmuted you, so perhaps you can now ask your question. No? Okay, well, then we'll just have to put your questions in the Q&A, and I will answer those as we go along. Yes, how do people typically start if they aim to involve a larger team? So that is actually quite a good question, because I feel like working with a team on such a collection is some of the most fun. So how you usually start? Usually one person approaches me with a concept for a collection. I get them set up with editor status. All you have to do is register on ScienceOpen, send me your link to your profile, and then I can give you editor status. And if you send me the links to all of your co-editors, I can give everybody editor status. I'll make one person owner of the collection, and then we can put everybody as editors on the collection. I can just show you here an example of a collection on metadata that I have worked on for the Metadata 2020 project. And I've worked on that with several other editors. And the really nice thing is every time another editor adds an article to the collection, I get a notification. So we don't have to say, do you like this? What about this? I see something that's a good fit, and I just add it. Everybody gets a notification, and then we can start discussing it. And if everybody says, what? I don't think that's a good fit, we can always remove the article from the collection. So you can see here, there's a add to collection button under remove from collection button. If your team decides, oh, actually, we added that one on accident, or we want to do something, we want to take a little bit of a different tact. So once you register on ScienceOpen and I give you collection editor status, then when you go here to this menu, you click on collections, you see a create new collection button. If you click on the create new collection button, here you can get started creating a new collection. So you can give it a name, you can add editors, you can add images, and disciplines. So just as a trial, I was thinking about today, I was thinking about the topic of digital ethics and in various, from various perspectives, from the fake news perspective, from the AI perspective. So if I were starting today a new collection, I would choose the topic of digital ethics. If I wanted to add another editor, after I've gotten them set up with editor status, I just look up their ScienceOpen name. Today I would add my colleague Nina. Nina Cheke. Oh, no, I guess, here we go. So I can add another co-editor to the collection. I would not make it immediately public because I need a little bit of time to work on it. And I can decide if I want my name to show up in the title or if I don't want my name to show up in the title. So in this case, I'm proud of this work and I want to get a little bit of extra visibility for myself and for my expertise. So I would share my name in the title. I can add images here in the background. I can add a short URL. I can say this is a collection of articles on digital ethics, fake news, and more. I can add more text in on the collection details page. Here I can say, here are my main sources. If I'm working together with a website, if I have a research group that I would like to highlight, here I have a chance to link to things. I can add images and a whole range of text here. I can also put different tabs here, so I can say, oh, I want this to be the aims and scopes, and I want another tab to be advisors. And then I can add that. I then can add also primary discipline. So I think in this case, I would say this would be I would make this, okay. I would make the topic of this philosophy, ethics, and say, okay. I can also add associated discipline. So if I wanted to, for example, add another discipline on computer science, for example, then I can add I can add up to 5 disciplines. I can add keywords, fake news, artificial intelligence. I can also embed my Twitter feed, and then I can create a collection. Oh, and then I see, maybe I would like to go back and add some images to that. So here I can just quickly upload an image from the desktop. There we go, done. And maybe here I can add also the image credits. So if I'm using a Creative Commons image from somebody else, I definitely want to give them credit for that. Here's an image for the background. Let's say here's our robot, and then I can save my collection. So just to give you an idea. Once I have this set up, then I can then go to the ScienceOpen search, and I can look for fake news. I can either look for everything that we have, or I can say, I really only care about things that are relatively new, published in the last year. So if I search here, I see 437 results on fake news, and I think, oh, coronavirus, this is particularly interesting, also by John Ioannidis, and I can add this to my digital ethics collection. So now if I navigate back to my collection here, then I will see that the publication has now been added to the collection. And if I decide that I would not like to have that in there anymore, I can remove it at any time. Once I have this set up as I like it, I can go ahead and then make it public. It's really great if you talk to us about when you make it public, because then we can help you with promotion, getting it out there on Twitter, on Facebook. We support you with all of our channels. The other thing that you can do, if you're setting this up and you think, oh my goodness, I don't want to go through and add 100 articles or 1,000 articles on this topic, but I have a literature list here. You can go to your dashboard on ScienceOpen, and you can request publications. These could be on our platform or maybe aren't on our platform, but if you don't want to look them up one by one, you can then say, oh, I'm going to give you DOIs or PubMed IDs or DOAJ IDs. You can add those to this box. You can also just upload a file that has your DOIs in it. We are only accepting 100 DOIs at a time, because otherwise it could kill the system if somebody added 60,000 DOIs all at once. And then you can choose what collection you would like it to be added to, here, digital ethics, and then click submit. And at that point, that content, it will usually take, depending on our aggregation queue, it can take 5 minutes, it can take a couple hours. But then you'll see that whole list in your collection. So that gives you just a quick overview of how easy it is to get this, to get the collection set up. And once you have it, once you have your collection set up, then you can follow the statistics here, for example. You can see, oh, I only added content to this back in February. I haven't renewed it for a while, so maybe that might be something to work on. You can see the change in views over time, the average view count, shares, etc. So that allows you to see how active you are and your community in following that collection. So clearly I could do a little bit of work updating that at some point. So that's then gives you a space as well. You can share a selection within your collection. You can share your full collection here, and that gives you a way to start promoting this among your colleagues, and you can use it then for a whole variety of purposes. So we've got people using these collections for all kinds of different things. I have here a poll, so I'm going to send that around. Now that you've learned a little bit about the ScienceOpen Collections, what could you imagine using them for? So we have people who do all kinds of different things, from using it as the bibliography for a living review, to gathering sort of best practices on different methods, teaching, putting together a reading list when you have new people coming through your lab all the time and you want to say, hey, these are the basic things, these are the basic papers that I want you to view, journal clubs. And of course, one of the things that you can also do is create something like an overlay journal. So you can add preprints, you can do peer review on top of it. You can pull together all of the most important content in your field. So that's another way that you can work with the system in order to reach out and work together as a community. So I've been talking a lot. I would love to answer any more questions if anybody has any. No? Oh, Diego. So I unmuted you. Can you speak now? Diego? Click unmute, but I see it still seems to, no, great. Maybe it just takes a minute.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi. Yeah.
Do you hear me, Stephanie?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for this presentation. It's quite interesting. I didn't hear about since the beginning, but I would like to ask you something. This also has to be updated, the profile in or CID and also in ResearchGate. Can I upload my other profiles there in ScienceOpen? Is that possible?
Yes, you can from ORCID. So we don't work together with ResearchGate, but we work together with ORCID. So because ORCID is a large nonprofit group that works with all of the publishers and other parts of the scholarly communication infrastructure. So when you have an ORCID, then you can just click with one button and it uploads your whole researcher profile to ScienceOpen. So that we try to make it as easy as possible so you don't have to. And also, if you find an article on ScienceOpen that's not in your ORCID, you can claim authorship and we will add it to your ORCID. So you don't have to go back to ORCID, add it in ORCID, come back to ScienceOpen. If you find something that you thought, oh, I forgot to add that to ORCID, you can just with one click add that to your ORCID.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Somebody asked for me to write my mail ID, and I can certainly do that in the chat. So my email is Stephanie Dawson at ScienceOpen.com. And if you are interested in creating such a collection and getting editor status, then just send me an email and tell me what's roughly your idea. What kind of content would you like to promote, and what's your goal? Then we can help you to get that. Up and started. So did everybody have a chance to take the poll? I'm gonna here end the polling, but interesting. It looks like I'll send this around to everybody. We had 87% of the people voted, and the most popular were creating an interactive bibliography and as a community resource, and promoting your research field. So the virtual overlay journal, that's a very specific kind of project, got the lowest. So I'll share this polling with everybody here. So yeah, if there are any other questions or anything else that that you would like me to show you on ScienceOpen, just let me know. We have some really, I think some really excellent researchers and some really excellent collections on the site. So it's definitely worth exploring a little bit. And if you have any questions at all about the content, about what you can do on ScienceOpen, you can just get in touch. We have a whole team here that would be really happy to help you.